So remember this campaign video? Look at this. What I'm about to show you was Rishi Sunak promising to shred EU laws during his first 100 days as PM from his first failed campaign to become PM. Do we have that video? Because I did want to show it. There we go. But now that he is in the top job via an anti-democratic parliamentary coup, ignoring Tory members, he's shredding his own future and perhaps that of the Conservative Party. Now, let me be very honest, Fishy Rishi is on course to be thumped at the next general election. Privately, senior Tories admit to me that under his leadership, there is little hope of staying in government. And today, that's just getting worse, with the decision to scrap the cast-iron promise of getting rid of thousands of EU laws at lightning speed to deliver on the Brexit dream. That terrible call has meant Brexiteers MPs have even started a conversation about delivering letters of no confidence in Sunak to 1922 Chair Graham Brady. Meanwhile, the Business Secretary Kemi Badenoch's own ambitions of replacing Sunak also seem to have been shredded, with this snaky decision to roll back the bonfire of European laws and then sneak the announcement out via a newspaper. That's seen her hauled over the coals today by the Speaker, Lindsay Hoyle.
I'm very sorry that the sequencing that we chose was not to your satisfaction. I was... Order!
That is totally not acceptable. Who do you think you're speaking to, Secretary of State? I think we need to understand each other. I am the defender of this House and these benches on both sides. I am not going to be spoken to by a Secretary of State who is absolutely not accepting my ruling. Take it with good grace and accept it, that members should hear it first, not a WMS or what you decide.
The fury today, though, doesn't just end with Lindsay Hoyle and with the Brexiteers. 10 terrified Red Wall MPs have written to the Prime Minister, demanding he pull his finger out by summer on the government's levelling up pledge or face an election hammering. So Rishi's rebellions now come from furious Tory MPs over Brexit, levelling up, housing reforms and the failure to stop the boats. Oh, what might have been if they had just left Boris Johnson in post, respecting the democracy of both the country and the party, as I insisted they should at the time. Instead, they gave in to the psychotic Sue Gray-led Partygate witch hunt, as former Boris Comms chief Guito Harry has outlined in his bombshell new podcast released today.
Conservative MPs, in his words, had become psychotic. The police were trawling all over Partygate, and an inquiry led by a, until then at least, obscure civil servant called Sue Gray, now a household name, of course, and a hero of the left, was planning what he described then as an orgy of pain, abuse and humiliation.
Well, Boris's sense of injustice has been amplified tonight with breaking revelations from Sly News that the wicked witch hunters of Westminster, Sue Gray and Harriet Harman, had personal contact in the early stages of the Privileges Committee inquiry into Partygate, the very committee Labour wokester Harman chairs. So it's time for there to be democracy and conservatism brought back into the Conservative Party. Or what on earth is the alternative being offered against Labour at the next election? So that's why I'm going to be attending the first Conservative Democratic Organisation conference in Bournemouth on Saturday, alongside true Tories like my colleague JRM, Nadine Dorries and Priti Patel, and I'll show you what happens there on Monday's programme. But we can't sit back and let the country be taken hold of by a socialist coalition from hell, led by Slippery Starmer and supported by the Corbynites, Scottish separatists, Greens and Brexit-reversing Lib Dems. So this is actually not just a fight for the soul of the Conservative Party, it's a fight for the soul of the country.